Hello, this is Lance Johns. I'm going to do another video about Steve Sisolak. He has outlined his strategy for easing state virus restriction, a new normal. Responsible county governments will play a role in reopening progress. The news comes out of Carson City, so this is Thursday news basically. Nevada roadmap to a new normal in the wake of COVID-19 pandemic will start mid-May as the state sees continued declines in new cases and hospitalizations and reach benchmarks for expanding testing and contact tracing. Governor Steve Sisolak said Thursday. The start of the recovery will see social distancing measures to stay in place, guidelines, day-to-day lives of Nevadans with businesses including casinos remain closed, along with other venues where crowds may congregate. State support and oversight will continue, but responsible county governments with knowledge of their unique communities and their existing local licensing and regulatory structure are in the best position to execute the gradual reopening of the businesses and public life of their local residents, the governor said at a briefing in the old assembly chambers and state capitals. Sisolak did not commit to a firm date, but said the focus will be on meeting the criteria and moving into phase one on or before May 15th. He went on to lay out what the phase would look like, calling Nevada Battleborn beginning, and suggested it could last a minimum of 2 to 3 weeks. The threat remains real. With no vaccine available, the government said he had the unfortunate responsibility to remind all of us that the threat remains real. Nevada's COVID-19 cases and deaths were held down significantly due to the implementation of strong social distancing measures. He had those distancing guidelines, which the governor extended Wednesday to May 15th, will remain in effect as Nevada gradually opens business and public life, and people who have been sheltering for weeks increase their interaction. It is absolutely essential for all of us to continue following the social distancing measures in place. Sisolak said the virus remains among us, and people infected with the virus will spread to others where strong social distancing measures are not in use. Phase one, the governor said, will include the following. Public gatherings of more than 10 will continue to be prohibited, but some outdoor spaces and small businesses will remain under extreme aggressive social distancing measurements. In other words, non-essential businesses with some exceptions are voluntarily reopened under restriction. Standalone retail stores will be allowed to open, but employees and customers will have to wear face coverings, and curbside pickup or home delivery will be preferred. The governor said the state was considering the gradual reopening of all restaurants and personal care businesses such as barbershops and salons, but with strict yet to be determined guidelines. Bars, nightclubs, malls, large sporting events, and large in-person places of worship and concert events will remain closed. In addition to casinos, the governor said establishments will be turned by Nevada Gaming Control Board. Here's what I can tell you of today. Gaming will not be open at the start of phase one, he said. I know he's pissing off a lot of people. Up in the air, one business owner said the governor comments haven't cleared things up. James Reza, who owns Glove Salon with his wife, Stacy Linkster, figures they can sell their hair products curbside based on Sisolak comments Thursday evening. However, that doesn't mean they're talking appointments, which comprise vast majority of Glove's revenue. Overall, he feels very frustrated as Sisolak was asked more than once during a news conference about gyms and other business openings, but Reza felt like the government kept punting the question of counties and regulatory bodies. It still kind of leaves it up in the air for us. Magnolia Maggot, owner of Truffles and Bacon Cafe, said she prepared to open by May 15th. While the government didn't lay out the strict guidelines, she said she expects one of them to be social distancing. I already planned for it. Maggot said, right now our capacity is 91. We have 28 tables. We're bringing down to 12 tables. That's almost every other table. We're taking such the plat out which tables are going to be within social distance guidelines. Las Vegas Mayor Carolyn Goodman, one of Steve Sisolak's biggest critics, that the government plan is not concrete enough, and she complained about that cities were left out. At this point, you got to stay with those two pieces because there are so many innuendos here. Goodman said, "What does he mean? What I got out is that we're at ground zero. And he's looking at level 1. That could mean X. That could mean X." Advisory committee. The governor said it will be a disservice to residents and businesses to pretend like Esmeralda County is the same as Knott County or Clark is the same as Elko County. He announced the formation of a local empowerment advisory panel, LEAP, which will serve as a resource for counties as they work through the necessary requirements to reopen and share best practices and guidelines for local communities. Clark County Commissioner Chairman Marilyn Kirkpatrick will represent urban counties, and Eureka County Commissioner J.J. Koachia or KR will represent rural counties. The panel will also include representatives from the Bar Associated Counties and the Governor's Office of Economic Development, along with the Director of Nevada Department of Business Industry. If a major news outbreak or cluster occurs, the state might quickly respond and might roll back some reopening steps. However, Sisolak stressed that our panel doesn't mean counties will open at different times. All counties will open at phase 1 at the same time, he said. Watching data closely. He did not address subsequent phases of recovery in detail. Phase 2 will be called the civil state stabilizing phase and will see continued relaxing of restriction if health measures warrant. Next 15 days will be our active transition to be a safe and medical reopening of our economy, the government said. We will be watching the data closely and may have to determine in real time whether it's safe enough to expand or reduce the pace of this reopening. Nevadans, he added, have a long road ahead, which still made great challenges to face, difficulties to overcome, and many friends and neighbors will need our help. So, we're still in phase 0, and he basically said phase 1, the casinos were not open, but he's basically treating our counties the same, but in the rural counties where there's not a lot of people, maybe they should open faster, but he's going to do what he want to do, and I just wonder if he's going to be re-elected. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But just keep Nevada in your prayers, and maybe it'll get better. Hope for it to get better. But like, share, subscribe. Thank you for listening. Be safe. See something. Say something. I'll keep you honest. Wash your hands. Think about others. Don't be a hoarder. Sneeze and cough and cover your mouth. Just, if you feel sick, go to the hospital, stay at home. anything to prevent the spread of the coronavirus, CV-19. I should have never said that, but oh well. But have a good night. Thank you. Be safe. And I keep yawning today. I'll talk to you later. Thanks. Bye.